Get ready for Drive Time with the Poorman. Starting now.
And good afternoon, everybody. I tell you, you just never know with technology and everything. Of course, I Skype my show in. Today's very near where Huntington Henry's broadcasting from. I'm in Newport Beach. And yeah, there's going to be flash floods and rain and everything else. All kinds of weird stuff happening in September. And I just want to tell you on Drive Time with the Poor Man, our new thing is we are the official radio show of YouTube. We want to put YouTubers on as guests. And today, very patiently awaiting me, he was probably wondering if he'd be on before September 23rd because he has an important message regarding that date. If you just tuned in yesterday on our first day in this new time slot, you would have heard Lynn Liaz telling us that potentially a meteor might be hitting the Earth on September 23rd, or potentially a detonation of a bomb could be set off by our government in the South. She's doing a big prayer session September 18th through 20th. A lot of people are into the whole conspiracy theory thing. And so to set the record straight with his point of view, we welcome YouTuber Enterthe5t4rz. Enterthe5t4rz, are you with me?
Yes. Hi, Poor Man. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thanks for being as patient as can be. You know, the technology, sometimes you just can't get the thing together enough. So I appreciate your hanging in there.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about yourself, what your YouTube channel is about. It's also how you spell it so people can go and check out what you do.
Absolutely. My YouTube channel is Enterthe5t4rz, and you actually spell that 5T4RZ. I'm on Twitter as well as Facebook as well.
Awesome. And sort of what is your channel all about? Are you into conspiracy theories, or is it more about religion? Try to explain if you can.
Sure, no problem. Well, first of all, we need to establish a foundation. A lot of the words that were given to describe people who are actually searching for the truth are put in place to, basically discredit people like myself and Lynn Liaz. And so I want to start out by talking about the piece of legislation called the NDDA Act, which legalizes state-sanctioned propaganda in media, film, radio, you name it. They can say whatever they want. The NDDA makes it legal to create, implement, broadcast, and televise fake events such as shootings, false flags, and other propaganda. And I encourage people that don't know about the NDDA Act to research it for themselves and to see exactly what the law says and what they're able to do. It is literally legal for them to lie to us, which means that nothing that you see in the media is real.
But doesn't the media sort of feed off what they want to these days with the internet and, all kinds of different people having different viewpoints? Or do you think that they still are brainwashed?
Well, the media, their job is to create sensationalism, okay? And then that guides the herd to a designated point. The act also allows them to fictionalize truth so that you'll never believe it. So that's why we have Hollywood. Hollywood comes from a tree, the holly tree. It is a wand, a magic wand, used to mesmerize and basically make people fall asleep. So they fictionalize the truth in Hollywood. They show us the truth. Much of what you see in movies is the truth, or some variation of it. But luckily, we have the alternative media, which is YouTube. But here's the problem. Even though YouTube's not funded by the machine, basically they have infiltrators that come in. They're state-sponsored. Disinformation agents, trolls, provocateurs, you name it. They come in and basically try to muddy the waters. I think this is some kind of like mass experiment that they're doing because there is a lot of truth on YouTube, but you got to find it.
And so is the point of your channel to try to get to the truth, to try to let everybody know what really is going on? Is that sort of your message?
Absolutely. I decode the truth that's repackaged as fiction on my YouTube channel. So I've got like 500 movies that I actually have decoded. Also music videos. They like to overlay 3 calendars, the Gregorian, the Julian, and the Roman calendar. And they use synchronicities that's run by this giant AI machine. And that's exactly what CERN is. It's an artificial intelligence used to basically channel our behavior through what we see through the television, which are like crystal balls. And that brings us to the 923 date, and we can talk about that too.
Yeah. Yesterday, Lindley Oz came on here and said that potentially we could have a meteor hitting the Earth on September 23rd. She's not the only one. A lot of people are saying that a meteor is going to hit the Earth, and of course, everybody that doesn't believe in this is going, "Oh, come on, it's just more of this garbage." And then other people are believing in it. In fact, Lynn's doing a prayer session about that, or potentially some devastating event happening around that time period. And you, I guess, have a completely different viewpoint about what's going on September 23rd. So why don't you tell us what you think is going to be happening? Enter the stars.
Sure. Yeah, we had Y2K, we had 2012. Okay, they implant these ideas. If anyone's ever seen the movie Inception, in that movie, they show the date of 923. And the movie Now You See Me, on the invitation cards, the date of 3/29, which is 923 backwards, which just happens to be my birthday. It's the 80th day of the year. Also in the film Knowing with Nicolas Cage, we see 3/29 on the clock. And then you had Night at the Museum on a movie poster with Robin Williams. The Big Ben clock behind him, it reads 3/29, which is, of course, the opposite of 923. So they show variations of the 923 date throughout history. It was also in the movie Tomorrowland on the Doomsday clock, and it also goes all the way back to the film Labyrinth with David Bowie, and he says, in 9 hours and 23 minutes, you will be mine.
So, but you don't believe anything's going to happen on 923, as I understand it. You think it's a bunch of hype.
I believe that you have to be ready now. Okay, let's talk about fear. Fear is lack of faith to understand, that he who created life can take it away and can give it back. Fear is worrying about the unknown because of our ego, doesn't allow us to believe in life after this. Fear is all the propaganda that's generated by the artificial intelligence machine. And here's the thing, we're all locked into this system with money. We have mortgages. We have 401k programs. The way out of this fear is to get out of the beast system, okay? It's to go back to your natural biorhythms that God outlined for us in the garden. It's not going to be perfect because we've fallen, but it's the closest thing we can get to coming out of the beast, because there's nothing new under the sun. And this is the Exodus. This is the mass Exodus that's happening, just like it happened in Egypt with the Israelites. And the only way to...
Yeah, I was just going to say, so what do you think is going to happen 923? What's your view on that?
I don't think anything's going to happen on 923, just like nothing happened on Y2K and 2012. I believe that these are conceived ideas, like the movie Inception, where they plant ideas in your head. It creates the fear, which runs the machine. It runs the AI intelligence, and it gets feedback from us, and then it redistributes more information. So that's where I believe that this is all headed. And so here's the thing: the only thing that we can do is come out of the beast system, okay? And that's where all this is headed. Learn how to live in your natural biorhythms. Learn how to live in nature. Have a general game plan about how you're going to proceed with your life if the cities fall, mass, plagues happen, and all that stuff.
Casey, I apologize. We've lost Poorman again. He's broadcasting from his closet. I'm kind of hoping he'll come out of the closet.
Okay.
So if you want to hang on, we can go ahead and take another break, because I'm sure he's got more questions for you, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, hang on. Thank you, Casey.
All right. Are you there, my friend?
Yes. Hey, Poorman, how are you?
I hear the weird music underneath, too. I don't know what that could possibly be. Hey, my apologies on, for some reason, my Skype is just logging me off every few minutes. Something must be going on. Maybe the government is tapping into this discussion. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, the whole thing is run by artificial intelligence, by CERN, which stands for Cernunnos, which is the ringed, horned god. It has Taurus rings on its horn, and of course, the wires in CERN are shaped like a Taurus field as well. And see, they
hold that thought just for a second. The music is little bit loud, I think, there. Okay, continue.
Yeah, and so what happens is they like to hide this occult symbolism in plain sight, all right? And here we are approaching 923. They just had the Cineglobe at CERN, where they released a film that was called, I believe it was like a cinema, and they basically released this film, and they allowed people from 8 years old to 88 years old to come in for free. Well, guess what? March 29, 329 is the 88th day of the year. And this Doomsday that everyone's talking about falls on 923, which is the opposite of 329. So they hide this stuff in plain sight. Okay, the name of the film that they released was called Symmetry at that film festival. And so these are the kinds of things they're heavy into the occult. CERN actually invented the internet. Anyone can Google search this, look up CERN internet, and you'll find that CERN invented the internet. So what they've created is a database, a machine to basically propagandize and basically put in our faces all of this basically hypnotic, suggestive imagery, sounds, music, and they're using all of this like heavenly knowledge that they learned before they fell to earth as fallen angels, okay? And those are the people that are ruling this world. And this is the truth, you guys. Those of you that are in religion never heard this in church, and there's a reason why that you have not. It's because the churches are run by the 501c3. Go ask your pastor tomorrow what 501c3 is, and it states in that law that the pastor is not allowed to speak against anything that is lawful in the United States. They cannot speak out against abortion and now gay marriage. They cannot speak out against politics. They have to remain free of that in their sermons. This is why you're never going to learn this truth, and this is why you need to come to the alternative media, which is YouTube, and filter through and find your way through all the crap and garbage to understand what this stuff is all about.
What do you do, to all the people that think that what you're saying, everybody has the haters, but I'm sure you have some people that just say it's ridiculous what you're saying. How do you deal with do you deal with that, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, but everything I'm saying can be verified through a Google search, so none of it's ridiculous. And so here's what happens. They have infinite amount of money. They make the money. They can basically create any kind of disinformation, provocateurs. They can do whatever they want. And I just stated to you the NDDA law states that they have a legal right to do this. Okay, anyone can look up that law. It is legal to lie to us through the media. It's legal. Okay, how that got signed in the legislation, I do not know. But the problem is people are asleep. They've been put to sleep by sports, by entertainment, by Nicki Minaj, by all of this stuff that fills our brain, okay? And the only way to get past this is to get out of the beast system. We bring about our own sacrificial system, okay? 9/11 was a sacrificial event, and we brought that about through our own sin in this world, okay? And I'm a sinner too, okay? But I'm starting to get some of this stuff, and for every action, there's a reaction. So people have to make a choice. Do you want to live in the cities? Do you want to do that, or do you want to be part of the Exodus? Do you want to start getting out? Do you want to find true peace, love, and joy? Okay? That's the answer.
What I was going to ask you is there something you can tell us that is going to happen? This is Enter the Stars, YouTuber Enter the Stars. He says that we will not have a meteor hitting the Earth September 23rd. There will not be any huge devastation. He's contradicting my guest from yesterday, Lynn Liaz, who said that there will potentially be something around those dates devastating that will happen. Not necessarily a meteor hitting the Earth, but is there something Enter the Stars that you can warn us about?
No. In fact, I live in the here and now, and our souls are eternal only if you make the right choices today. Okay? So that means forgiving the people that you're angry at. That means stop lust. That means try to live by the laws that are actually here to protect us, okay? The real laws.
Are you a man of God? Is that sort of the laws you're telling everybody to follow?
I'm a man of love and peace and God, but I do not follow a religion because religion has already been accosted. It's already been taken over. It's counterfeit, okay? You're not going to find true peace, the river of peace that you're going to find by searching the truth for yourself and interacting with the Holy Spirit. You're going to get that on your own with Jesus Christ. You don't need to walk into a building. You don't need to, put so many hours into your life to do this or that. It's all about finding that stillness.
Enter the stars. We now have something else going on, an EAS test. I guess there's a emergency broadcast for flooding or something. Okay, we're back here. I apologize. I'm not sure exactly what's happening. Enter the stars. What do you make of the symbolism of what's going on during our interview today?
Well, as I've stated to you guys, CERN runs this artificial intelligence machine. It invented the Internet, and the reason why they're spending all these trillions of dollars on CERN and why all the countries of the world are involved, it's not some experiment, okay? It is real. CERN is CERNunos. For those of you that don't know what that is, go ahead and Google search CERN, CERNunos, or CERNunos. You'll see all the ancient Roman and Egyptian symbology related to CERN. Here's the deal. The enemy has to allow us to be able to find the truth, but he's not going to drop it in our lap. In fact, he's going to try to use the truth to deceive us, which is what he does through Hollywood, okay? But there are some independent researchers on YouTube that are sifting through all this stuff and trying to find the truth, okay? One very close friend, Yash Karaah, Qaraah, who I believe may be on your show later this week, is going to be talking about that as well. We have the similar belief systems about Hollywood. Are we still live?
We are live. Poorman has disappeared once again, but you do have a caller on the line who wants to ask you a question, Casey. So, caller,
okay.
Who is this?
Hi, this is George.
Okay, George, I'm sorry. Go ahead, George.
This is George. My name's George Jetson. I'd like to know, what do you think of My Favorite Martian?
My Favorite Martian. That's pretty funny. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I got news for you. This is what happens, okay? People are sent to descend on these situations to cloud the truth. But all I can tell you is the NDDA Act stands alone, and it demonstrates exactly what's going on. Anyone can read that for themselves. If they take nothing else from this broadcast, go to the NDAA Act and look at how it is legal to propagandize your consciousness. And that should scare every last person on here. If you want to be afraid about something, be afraid about that.
Okay, Casey, we're going to go ahead and take another break and try and get Poorman back on the line. So.
All right, we are back here. Good to have you all back. And really, once again, sorry about all the technical issues today. There were just all kinds of things going on. My apologies to the guest, the other guests, the rest of the guests. But, okay, Enter the Stars, I believe, is back with us. He's hanging in there like a true trooper. We are the official radio show of YouTube. No matter how many breakthroughs there are, no matter how many cutouts of my Skype, and today we have Enter the Stars on, and Enter the Stars is back with us. And so anyhow, thanks for hanging in there, my friend.
Sure, no problem. It's interesting how we've had way more interruptions than yesterday, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. And you know what? Yesterday and today are the most interruptions I've ever had in the 7 months that I've been doing this show. Now, this is our new time slot, but it shouldn't matter at all. So maybe people are afraid that I'm putting on people like you and Lindley Oz. Who knows? The conspiracy theory people on YouTube who want to tell it like it is.
Yeah, we have different views, her and I, on this stuff, and there is a plethora of information on YouTube. And you kind of have to sift through and find the truth. It's not all one flavor. And so we got to be careful though about what you subscribe to on YouTube. But come to my channel, Enterthe5t4rz. I'm on Twitter and Facebook as well under the same name.
Dude, you are great. Listen, Casey, you're my bro forever for putting up with all this today. I just want to thank you a million. I hope you'll come back on again sometime.
Absolutely. Bring me back on the show. I decode all the newest movies a week after they come out in the theaters and find all the occult symbolism. So I'd love to maybe decode some movies with you or something like that.
All right, Casey. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
We'll talk to you next time.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.